Unang-una pag-usapan natin, ano ba yung status itong impeachment complaints against the Vice President? Nasa plenaryo na, no?
Oo, yun po nga mga papeles sa plenaryo na. So, hopefully, we will be able to sponsor and open deliberations and vote on it. No? So, we will see if this will happen tomorrow or on Monday na po.
Okay, yung pagboto tomorrow or Monday, tama ba?
So, Monday ang pagboto. Pero yung
Mm.
timing lang po, kasi syempre, we want to follow the Supreme Court protocol, no? Na dapat lahat ng miyembro may kopya ng articles of impeachment at lahat po ng mga annexes and evidence, may kopya po yung lahat ng mga miyembro. No? At syempre dapat may kopya din po yung Vice President. So, either tomorrow or Wednesday, either tomorrow or Monday, yung pong deliberations and voting will be on Monday.
Okay, pero naipamahagi na po ba yung mga kopya?
Bukas, tingin ko bukas po maipapamahagi.
Are you expecting spirited debates over this?
We're expecting, of course, that members for or against the impeachment will have their interpellation on the committee report and on the House Justice Committee Chair, Jerry Vildemistro. Pero tingin ko naman po, it is nothing that the chair cannot ably answer. No? Kasi natunghayan naman ho ng buong bayan, ng lahat po ng mga batayan, para po ikasa yung pong impeachment ng pangalawang Pangulo.
You were quoted as saying na within 2 weeks, mukhang ma-impeach mo ditong Vice President, no? What makes you very optimistic or confident about the numbers?
Well, yung basis for optimism has always been the evidence itself. No? On the grounds that we have been talking about, on unexplained wealth, the evidence is clear on 6.7 billion in total transactions as against an 88.5 million SALN. No? Yun ho talaga staggering po yung discrepancy doon. Yung 448 million na pinapasoli po ng COA personal sa Vice President o confidential funds misuse. Very clearly po tayo doon. And lastly, doon po sa threats against the President, the video speaks for itself. No? Na totoo po itong banta laban sa Pangulo. So, yan po yung basis of optimism po natin. And syempre, the vote yesterday is, I guess, more than enough assurance na talagang mataas po yung support na makukuha. So, we got 55 yesterday. So, 51 na lang po yung kailangan to get 106 votes to impeach the Vice President. Pero as of today, mula dun sa consultations po namin with other House members and other parties, I think we are almost at 200 members who will be supporting the impeachment of the Vice President.
Okay, nasa 200. Pero do you think aabot o malalagpasan pa niya yung bilang ng mga kongresistang sumuporta doon sa impeachment complaint against the Vice President last year?
Yeah, yan po yung syempre isa sa mga objectives, no, by Monday para mapantayan po yung pong 215 votes that voted to impeach the Vice President in the 19th Congress. So if we are at almost 200 members today, so may mga ilang mga araw pa naman ho para makumbinsi po sila on the basis of evidence. Tingin ko naman po we will be able to reach that number.
How important is it for you to hit that? Kumaga politically, magkakaroon ba na, or in terms of optics, would that be an issue kung hindi ma-meet yun? Kung magkulang?
Ay, di naman ho. Pero syempre, very important ho at this point, most especially because we have new compelling evidence relating to unexplained wealth. Last year, wala po ito. It was mostly confidential funds misuse and threats against the President lang po yung batay nung nakaraang taon. Tingin ko, with this more compelling evidence on unexplained wealth, tingin ko dapat mapantayan at the very least yung pong 250 votes.
Okay. I-address din natin, Congressman, yung mga pinakalat na impormasyon ng mga taga-suporta ng Vice President. I think yesterday or 2 days ago, yung di umano, merong mga kongresista na nagdalawang isip at pinapabawi yung kanilang co-sponsorship dito sa committee report. Ano po ba nangyari doon?
Wala yan, super intriga lang yun. Talagang panggulo lang po yun dun sa focus po namin on the vote yesterday. Kasi una sa lahat, again, the list that they released, whoever it is, includes a name called Bea Rodriguez, who doesn't exist in the roster of House members. No? So you have Rufus, you have Maximo, and Lady. There's no House member who is called Bea Rodriguez. So yung doon pa lang fake news na yun agad. No? And doon po sa ibang mga napangalanan, doon sa 15, list of 15, Ana Veloso Tuazon, Mauricio Dumogan, um, Deputy Speaker Emano, at marami pang iba na nakalagay po dun sa listahan, voted yesterday to approve the committee report. No? So, bilang na lang ko yung natitira doon sa mga listahan po ng 15. So, wala ho talagang batayan. Yan pong pinakalat pong intriga na nag-withdraw. And lastly, procedurally, there's nothing to withdraw from. Kasi wala pa naman House resolution to begin with. Hindi ba? You cannot withdraw a signature or support for something that does not yet exist. Hindi ba? So, I think these are the points that need to be clarified.
How about yung claim ng mga taga-suporta rin? Ilang taga-suporta ng Vice President na meron daw pressure sa mga kongresista o pananakot even para lumagda in support of the impeachment complaints against the Vice President?
Tingin ko wala naman nung gano'n. Meron nung, for example, for us, no, may party list coalition, yesterday may mga caucuses po na ipinatupad. Talagang pagtalakay lang po ito ng kaseryosohan at batayan ng impeachment. No? Tingin ko naman on the basis of evidence alone, particularly the new compelling evidence on 6.7 billion in total transactions, it is basically enough to impeach the Vice President. Hindi ho yan kailangan ng pamimilit, hindi ho yan kailangan ng pressure to convince ordinary House members to actually support the impeachment.
Ito, pa-address ko na rin itong hirit ng isa sa mga colleagues ninyo. Itong si Caloocan na Congressman Edgar Erice na hindi raw siya magpa-participate dyan, no? Dahil daw puro politika lang yan. And I think in-question pa inyong moral ascendancy when it comes to handling these impeachment cases against the Vice President. Okay? Kine-question niya kung talaga accountability ba yung hinahanap dito o political leverage. How do you respond to that?
Tingin ko hindi naman yung political leverage, kung ang pinag-usapan lang mo natin dito, piso-piso na usapin ng unexplained wealth. No? Or like 20% discrepancy from the SALN. You're talking about such a grand scale of a difference from 88.5 million in SALN of 2024 to total transactions over the course of 20 years na 6.7 billion, 4.4 billion in net inflows. 6 billion net inflows, yan yung pumasok na pera sa mga bank accounts ng mag-asawang Duterte Carpio. So, mahirap po to dismiss it only as a political leverage or political fighting. I think ultimately, it is clear to the nation that this is a real matter of accountability on the Vice President.
I think may pinapalutang din na impormasyon na baka raw glitch on the part of the bank. Kaya raw lumobo yung bank transactions as noticed or detected by the AMLAC. What do you think of that?
Well, yung pong diniraise lang po ng bangko, for example, ni Atty. Carpio, ay patungkol doon sa serye ng transaksyon over the course of 2 years. No? But again, yung AMLAC po, they just noted it in that AMLAC report that we had seen. So, kumbaga, it was not even considered when they reported the total transactions of 6.7 billion. So, as far as the AMLAC was concerned, when they submitted it to Congress during that hearing, it stays at 6.7 billion. But even assuming, sige na, we will grant it to them. The 2 billion became 2 million, sure. But it is still 4 billion in total transactions. Hindi ba? Again, it will still be judged against the 88.5 million salary in 2024 of the Vice President. Hindi ba? So, it doesn't really help their case na nagkaroon po ng correction yung pong bangko po ni Atty. Carpio. So, whether it stays or whether it changes or gets corrected, it is still the same conclusion. It is a scale far beyond and far different from the salary of the Vice President for 2024.
Okay, speaking of SALN, no, kasi alam natin na kung paano na weaponize din itong SALN in previous issues, including under the previous administration. Dahil doon sa mataas na pagkakaset ng standards in terms of how SALN should be accomplished, filed. Kunwari, di ba? Nagtanggal ng Chief Justice itong tatay ni Sara Duterte, no? At ginamit yung co-waranto. Tapos in 2012 corona impeachment trial, napakataas din yung standards sa Senate ng mga senador sa pagpapatalsik dito kay then Chief Justice Renato Corona. Do you think given those standards that had been set, they have a very, very strong case, a very, very compelling reason to remove the Vice President as well, at least on the basis of that SALN?
Hindi, ang totoo, in those previous cases, mas mababaw nga po yung mga SALN violations na pinag-usapan doon. So, for example, in the Sereno case, we're just talking about SALNs that were not submitted. Yung una. Pangalawa, in the Corona case, yung pong non-declaration of items in the SALN of the Chief Justice. No? So, at saka, we are not talking about millions here for the case of the Vice President. We are talking about a scale more massive than what we had seen in the Corona impeachment and in the Sereno co-waranto case. So, tingin ko, if only on the basis of the scale and the difference of it, talagang may batayan po to impeach the Vice President on SALN violations and unexplained ground.
Actually, yung point ko nga, di ba? Dahil napakataas expectation na sinet nila before in terms of SALN, ngayon mas malaki pinag-uusapan kay Sara Duterte. So in short, you think mas kung natanggal yung dalawa because of that, mas katanggal-tanggal si Sara Duterte ngayon. Ganun ba yan?
Tico, that is the necessary logic for it. No? Very important din po, syempre, hindi lang naman kasi SALN eh. Kumbaga, you have two other very strong grounds to impeach the Vice President. So, yung confidential funds misuse, 448 million na pinapasol eh. Very clear po yung maling pinagamitan po ng mga pondo na yun. Yun yung pangalawa. Tapos syempre, yung pangatlo, yung banta sa Pangulo ng Pilipinas. No? So, yung mga evidence for that is as clear as day. Wala akong masyadong pagdedebatihan doon. No? So, the only question is, makukumbinsi ba natin yung po nga Senate Impeachment Court na sapat-sapat bang mga batayan nito to convict the Vice President?